Time that he's handled the basketball on the offensive end of the court, except on rebounds, and that was a rebound.
What kind of defense they've got here, JB?
It's a 1-2-2 zone, very active zone. They'll try to gap and they leave the middle open. That's where the Chargers have been hurting them.
Buford, or you hits 40% from the three-point range. Hit one earlier, not this time. This three goes for Barklow. Brandon Barklow, the 6'2" senior guard at 5 points a game, has a three-pointer, and we're tied at 12, the third tie of this opening period. The Hornets trying to get to the state tournament, I believe, for the third straight year, and the Chargers trying to get there for the first time since 1989.
Memorial would have to be the surprise of the Oklahoma 8 conference. Just had a great year in conference play. Finished third.
Leon Wilson in the paint against Yasser. Boy, the Hornets are fighting for the boards. Their fourth try at it. They had 4 shots and couldn't get any of them to drop. Dick retrieves the ball in the corner. Here comes Yasser across the timeline, and the Chargers want a timeout with 2:01 to go, opening period. Been a seesaw affair. The Chargers have had the lead throughout most of this first period. We're tied at 12 and coming back in just a moment.
Billy, do you think they'd want to play football with us?
Nah, they're busy.
What are they doing, Billy?
They're doing drugs.
What are drugs like?
Well, drugs are kind of like playing a game.
A game? Cool. What kind of game?
Well, have you ever heard of Russian roulette?
Changes his lineup every 5 seconds.
That shows you the real quick hands in there. Memorial High School that time with, I believe it was Yasser that got his hands on the ball, gets the ball down the floor very quickly. An easy basket there. Both ball clubs are well drilled. Both ball clubs are exceptionally, they can go both man and both zoned on, and we're going to see some of that. The Memorial's in a man now. Washington's in a zone, so this is just going to be typical 12-12.
And that is something, JV, you bring up a good point. Teams that can do a lot of different things, are very versatile, can win state championships, and these two are capable of it. Here's a steal by Barklow. He's got the last 2 buckets for the Hornets.
And Don, they changed defenses that time. They went to the 1-3-1 zone, just like Nolan Richardson used to play. And again, Barklow extremely quick out on the point, got the ball.
And there's another steal by Williams. And here's where the Hornets can really sting you. Boy, they can open it up in a hurry, much as you mentioned Nolan Richardson, much like his teams. They can go on a big run, as we saw last week. Barklow's on fire. He's got the game's last 7 points for Washington. They've built themselves a 4-point lead, 16-12.
And this happens sometimes when you change defenses. They were trying to be real active out of the 1-2-2, but not nearly as active as they are here out of the 1-3-1.
Dick from the baseline from 12 feet. He's a good shooter, inside or out. That kid can hit him. He's a 58% shooter from the field. He's got 5 points, averaging 7 on the season. Wilson across the timeline, guarded by Yasser. There's your score with just under a minute remaining, opening period. Gordon, who has been on fire, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Odell Stokes in the ball game now with Stokes and Williams both on the blocks, Don. It's going to be tough if they decide to take it to him.
Gordon, a junior, rather, 6'3" junior. The Hornets have 6 seniors, 6 juniors, a sophomore, and 2 freshmen on their 15-man roster. Gordon is 65% free throw shooter. Has 3 points in the game, and it's a 3-point game, 17-14.
Here we see Barklow out putting pressure on by himself, kind of harassing the guards of Memorial.
Yasser off to Rich Harris, who likes to drive, likes to penetrate. Rebound McQuarters. Hornets with a 3-point lead. Barklow almost traveled with it. He gets a second chance. Off to McQuarters. Look at him work inside to Williams. Oh, it skips off. He gets it back. kid is tough. He's 6'6", 185-pound senior forward. And he makes it 19-14. Biggest lead of the game, 5 points for the Hornets.
And when he posts up in there, Don, with Odell Stokes on the other block, that's tough for the Hornets.
Might have been blocked by Williams. Harris got fouled with 4 seconds left opening period. That's a break there for the Chargers.
Marshall Gordon charged with the foul then. He was looking, trying to go back over the back and just get the ball, and came close to getting away with it. You can see him right here. He tipped the ball just as it was the number 21, Rich Harris, was going up with it.
Harris, a transfer from Hope, Arkansas. 60% free throw shooter. Gets his first point. I wonder if he knew Bill Clinton when he was growing up.
That's right. That's a famous town there.
Yeah. Harris nets them both. His first 2 points of the game and cuts it to 19-16. And that takes care of the first quarter. So the Hornets ranked number 3 in the state, leading the 5th-ranked Chargers by 3 after 1. We appreciate you watching high school basketball, the area championship here on TCI.
You're probably wondering how a human body can sustain this degree of damage and survive. The answer is only in the movies. Bone and joint injuries do take a long time to heal. 4 to 6 weeks for a sprained ankle, 6 to 18 months for a broken thigh or leg. And some injuries do cause permanent disabilities in spite of the most advanced medical care. So when you decide to go for it, decide first if it's worth the risk.
It seems that in the automobile business, everyone is an expert and every dealership has a better deal. Do me a favor. Think about your last sales or service experience. If it wasn't good, please come to Crown. We're not perfect, but I'll guarantee that we'll do everything to make your buying or service experience a great one. For a Buick, Jeep, Eagle, BMW, or quality used vehicle, come to Crown. We won't be undersold, and you won't be underwhelmed, and that's a promise. Crown Auto World, 4444 South Sheridan, and Sam's is still next door.
Ready to start the second period. The Hornets are being led by Barclow's 7 points. Williams with 5. Williams with, oh, he missed one right underneath. Look at the Hornets. And walking should be called on McQuarters underneath. Boy, they are just not sure what the stats are. JB, you'll give them to us, but it appears to me Washington winning the battle right here in the offensive rebounds.
They really are. Washington's 9-5 on rebounds and 7-5 against them on turnovers, and that's a big stat here in the first quarter.
Rich Harris and Brandon Lloyd with 4 points apiece, but Landon Dick leads the Chargers with 5. This is Harris. Back out. Yasser for a tray to tie the game. Won't go. Stokes with the rebound. Odell Stokes. See a big guy or what? 6'8", 220.
Washington shot 53% the first quarter as opposed to 40 for the Chargers.
Gordon for 3. Brandon Lloyd with the rebound. That kid he likes to mix it up, doesn't he? 5'10".
Hey, I tell you what, and he's just 5'10" too.
Great pass inside from Harris to Lloyd. And the sophomore into the game, Jason Bias, misses a front court shot. Here come the Hornets again, up by 3. Look at him work inside to Stokes. Put it on the board, and he'll go to the line. And a technical called on the Chargers.
Don, I believe they called it on Odell Stokes.
Oh, okay.
There was a little trash talking going on then between Odell Stokes and Jason Byers.
Well, let's see here. Bias gets bumped back by Stokes, commits the foul.
And you'll see them right here. They'll start jawing at one another if we go far enough with it.
Nate Harris trying to find out what's going on. So give Stokes his first 2 points of the game.
And he'll get his free throw here.
The foul.
Chance for a natural 3. And then we'll go at the other end, and Bias will shoot 2, and they'll get the ball back.
Now they call the foul apparently on Bias, and the board says his second. I only have him down as 1. We'll check it. Nevertheless, Stokes is at the line, a 50% free throw shooter. Averaged 6 points last year as a sophomore. This year as a junior, 4 points. But we saw him have his best game in his career. 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks in the game against Sand Springs in the regional opener. Then the next game, in the regional championship game against Stillwater JV, he came back and only had 2 points, and that's probably why he didn't get the start tonight. Buford at the line for Memorial on the technical free throws.
TJ Buford has this little ritual that he has. We've talked about it before when we've had the Chargers, but he bounces about 5 or 6 times, shakes it off his left hip, takes his eye off the basket, but comes back up and puts it in the net.
He hits them both. Buford in the game with 5 points. So here are the Chargers with a 3-pointer to try and tie the game for the 4th time. Down 21-18. Nice pass into Bias, who couldn't hang on to it, and will go the other end.
And what a great defensive play in there by Landis Williams. They try the pitch over. He gets up and he snaps it off the rectangular board, and then it goes off a Memorial player. Great play.
Look at the quickness of Wilson. Followed by Williams. He's got 7 points, averaging 20 on the season. It's 23-18. 5-point lead, which matches their biggest of the game. Memorial in the white. Blocked by Stokes.
You know, it's been a pretty aggressive ball game, Don, but yet only 9 fouls called in the game. 5 on Memorial and 4 on Washington, so neither team's in foul trouble.
And the Hornets play many more players, and so they can well afford more fouls than other teams. Because Nate Harris will play usually 10 players a game. Washington usually down to 7 or 8 in the game. 17-footer won't fly. Bias pulls it down. What a player this kid is as a sophomore. And then he loses it in the backcourt. McQuarters tries the off balance. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen one circle around that many times.
It got down in the net twice and came back.
Here's McQuarters again. And Memorial needs a timeout. 6 straight points by the Hornets. They lead by 9, their biggest lead of the game, with 5:37 to go, opening half from Owasso for the area championship.
You can see it go. It goes down. It comes out again. Oh, that's a good shooter's roll down.
Tulsa, get ready. We're turning out a jammin' night of comedy. It's the TV Black Comedy All-Star Jam. Featuring the mad funniest comedians from the HBO Deaf Comedy Jam. Showtime at the Apollo and BET's Comic View. Saturday, March 6th, the Brady Theater. Starring Chris Tucker.
What if Michael Jackson was a pimp? Girl, you've been out here all day and all you got is a $100 bill?
Chris Tucker with Maestro, Andre Covington, Lil Bo P, plus more comedians to be announced. Tickets now at the box office. Julius Family Store and the Fairgrounds are charged by phone. A John Flanagan production.
The Memorial cheerleaders getting their fans up on their feet. 5:37 to go before halftime. We'll visit with Owasso Athletic Director John Scott, the host of this area championship game, at halftime. Pressure starting to take its toll. As you see here, Yasser gets it back. Bias, the sophomore who missed one earlier, count it, and he'll go to the line. He's hassled underneath the basket by one of the Hornets. I think it might have been Gordon. 32 it was. McQuarters, that's his first.
You see the ball going in to Bias, and McQuarters just mugs him inside. He'll go to the line for 2.
It was Gordon, actually, 22, and that's his 3rd foul instead of McQuarters. Gordon 22, McQuarters 32, and Bias, the sophomore, at the line. This kid's been quite an addition. 8 points per game on the season.
2 pretty good sophomores out there in Bias and Lloyd, Don.
You bet. And the 3-point play cuts the lead to 6 for the Hornets.
Memorial stays in their pressure man defense.
And a turnover called.
Very good defense in there that time by Yasser. He kind of turned his man loose like he was lost, but he was. He turned right around and double team and forced the turnover.
Harris trapped. Back to Buford. Buford did something interesting there as the shot won't go by Emil Williams, 25, who's into the game. He went to the trap that time, JV, and we'll talk about it when the Chargers bring the ball back up. Wilson. I think it was a three-point try. Block. 3-on-2 break for the Chargers. Floyd off the glass again. Three-pointer, Buford. Boy, they are really battling for the rebounds in this contest.
Both teams doing an exceptional job of being aggressive on the boards.
McQuarters with it. He's an outstanding football player. As a sophomore, led the city in interceptions.
Those are those turnovers that a coach just hates to see, and Nate Harris going to bring his sub in real quickly because those are the unforced turnovers. Hard to live with those.
Bias shows some quickness. He's got 5 points. 27-23. The Chargers have come back with the last 2 baskets. In fact, the last 5 points. 3-point play by Bias and then the bucket here. Blocked from behind by Yasser. McQuarters can't get his follow to go. He tries again. Williams, who hasn't touched the ball much. And we've got a foul underneath, and I think it was when Williams was shooting. Let's see. I think it's on Bias.
When Landis Williams get ready to get the basketball down, he can go get it. That time he just he was playing soft, and all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere and gets a couple of rebounds and finally draws the foul. But turnover ratio kind of surprising here. 12 for the Washington Hornets, only 8 for Memorial.
Hornets with a 4-point lead, and Landis Williams at the line. Williams, the second leading scorer next to Shea Seals in the Oklahoma 8 conference. At 20.9 on the season, and it's between Tulsa and Arkansas, he says, for his services when he enters college. There you see the turnover ratio in a 29-23 ball game. Harris a little bit out of control, and Stokes flat-footed gets the rebound. 3.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Mikal Lovett, number 10, into the game, 5'6" senior guard. Nice job by Barclow to come out to get the basketball, or it would have been picked off. An 8-point lead. Hornets' biggest lead of the game has been 9. Look at Yasser weave his way across the timeline, and they are all over Rich Harris. Yasser takes it to the paint, tried to feed Bias, knocked away by Stokes. Here come the Hornets.
Nice penetration in there that time by Robert McQuarters. He will take it to the glass.
And just as the Chargers came back, the Hornets have scored 6 straight points. And then they draw the backcourt foul, I believe, on McQuarters. There's RW. His father was a pretty good athlete himself. That's his first personal. And the 6th on the Hornets. Each team with 16 fouls, so the next personal foul will get 1-and-1 opportunity.
And this is unusual, Don, to get near the half as we are now without a 1-and-1 situation for either ball club.
You're right. Harris against Williams. They won't go for him. Bias, the sophomore, battling, trying, can't get it up. Barclow, or rather Lovett, brings it across, and he brings it out. And every time he's touched the ball, JV, Nate Harris, before he sent him in, said something to him, and I think that was it. Set up something. And he sets it up off his foot, out of bounds.
Really, they're trying to spread it out and let their guards penetrate. And that time Lovett was successful, but couldn't keep his feet under him.
Williams in the ballgame, JV, 9 points, but he hadn't touched the ball all that much. Most of his points on offensive rebounds. Landon Dick hasn't touched the ball much in the second quarter. Can't get the baseline to go. Here comes McQuarters with 2 minutes to go. First half. 10-point lead. Biggest of the game. Could it be 13? No. Air ball. Harris on the move. That one goes over Stokes. Nice play by Buford. He's got 7 points. And a timeout called by Nate Harris.
Nate got a timeout. Nate got a timeout that time, Don, because, you know, we talk about this a lot. The last minute and a half, 2 minutes of a period, you really can just waste a lot of points. And I'm sure right then he wanted to settle them down. He's got an 8-point lead. He wants to get away with at least 8 points. And so he's going to try to get them back in sync again. Pretty good half for the Hornets.
The sights and sounds of the area championship game with the winner going to the state. Nice pass from Harris to Buford over Stokes.
Rich Harris does a good job. He's the one who penetrates a lot for the Memorial Chargers and then kicks it back out to Buford for the 3-point shot. And, you know, that's an art. A lot of the coaches are working more and more on each year, trying to get down low on the baseline, find the 3-pointer, and give it back to him.
We mentioned Rich Harris, who had a brother, Sean, that played on this Memorial squad for a year or so. These two transferring in from Bill Clinton, President Clinton's hometown, to Hope, Arkansas. Harris missed a few games this season with grades, JV, with academic problems. Came back to the team, was not sure how he would be accepted. And Coach O'Rourke accepted him with open arms, and he said that really gave him a lift. And his play has picked up even more, even though he was probably an all-conference player before he got into trouble in the classroom for just a few ball games.
Great rebound that time by Williams. Landis Williams came out from low very quickly.
McQuarters with 8 points, averaging 9 on the season. He's had a big first half and increases the lead back to 10. There's that pressure again. And Haywood Hill says it goes off a Charger player and belongs to Washington.
And it seems like now the Chargers are standing a little bit against the pressure and expecting the ball handler to dribble through the trap, and it's causing them a little problem.
Leon Wilson has it blocked by Bias. This Bias kid, 6'4" sophomore, doesn't start, but he comes off the bench to average 3 blocks per game.
He is maturing, isn't he?
Chargers have had some very successful 8th and 9th grade teams the last few years, and it's paid off for them this year, going 19-5. Buford tripped and fouled by Wilson. That's his first personal, and again we mentioned the next foul, which has just occurred with 1:02 remaining first half, will send a player to the free throw line, and it'll be Buford, a 70% free throw shooter, as you see the foul called on number 20, Leon Wilson.
When the Hornets changed out of the 1-2-2 zone late in the first period and went to the 1-3-1, why, they've pretty much had control of the game, Don, offensively, and of course leading by 10 with 1:02 to go in the first half.
Buford had some big points, big free throws, and a big basket the last time these two teams met, in which the Chargers won by 3 points. Buford leading all Memorial scorers right now with 8 points and a perfect 3 of 3 from the line. What a follow there by Dick. One go. Williams with the board, and with under a minute to go first half. Barklow for 3. Dick in trouble. Out to Buford for a tray. Bingo! T.J. Buford rings it up. His second 3-pointer of the game. He's got 11 points, and it's 35-29, down to a 6-point game.
And another good play in there by Landon. Dick driving, get double team. You know you've got a teammate open, and give it to him for 3.
Great pass from McQuarters into Williams. He can move without the basketball. Chargers won a basket in the final 10 seconds of the first half. They're down by 8. And they almost got an acrobatic deuce there from Harris. He'll go to the line.
He really takes the ball across the paint there. Explodes up. You can see the foul that was drawn on the body as he went around. He'll end up with 2 free throws.
Ron Ratliff commits the foul. And Rich Harris goes to the line. 6 foot, 160-pound senior forward. Played for the Tulsa Hawks this past summer on the AAU circuit. 4 seconds left, opening half. This could cut it to 6. And it is a 6-point game. Hornets with the ball and the lead. It'll count. Man, McQuarters is on fire and almost got that one to go from about 40 feet. Hope you enjoyed our first half. We're coming back to visit with Owasso Athletic Director John Scott as we continue on the area championship between Washington and Memorial, and the Hornets lead by 6 on TCI Cablevision of Tulsa.
Young children are not immune to serious emotional problems, but they don't express their pain in words. They may become very quiet and withdrawn, or extremely disruptive. Children's Medical Center offers a complete continuum of psychiatric treatment for young children. Programs that enable them to express themselves freely and safely, and to be understood and helped by caring, experienced professionals. If you're concerned about the emotional health of your child, call Children's Medical Center today at 438-KIDS.
Look to South Park Lincoln Mercury for the best in small car value. The new 93 Mercury Tracer, the complete small car with over 68 standard features, is only $10,499, a price no foreign car with less equipment can match. And the sporty Mercury Capri convertible with front-wheel drive, factory air, AM/FM cassette sound system, and more starts at only $11,995. That's thousands less than Miata. For the best in small car value, look to South Park Lincoln Mercury at 98th and Memorial, a member of the Fred Jones Automotive Group.
Welcome back to halftime here at Owasso, and a pleasure to visit with the Rams Athletic Director, John Scott. John, first of all, it's always great to come to Owasso. You're very hospitable, and it's also an honor, I would think, to host not only the area championships, the regionals. It speaks well for the facilities that you have here in Owasso.
It does, Don. We're very happy to host these state playoff tournaments. We are proud of this gymnasium, and I feel like we have some people that do a pretty good job of putting on tournaments, and we look forward to it each year.
The baseball stadium is brand new right outside the field house here, and it looks very nice. You've always had a great Owasso baseball program.
We have. We've had to share our facility with the city, and sometimes that has presented some conflicts, and we needed our own facility. And now we're going to have one, and we're really looking forward to opening it up this year, next week.
And the golf course coming in is going to help your golf team.
It'll be great. We're going to have municipal golf course, and that'll be our home golf course, and it'll be one of the best ones around. So facility-wise, we're really coming along.
One of the things that I know that you're looking forward to, hopefully, is a bond issue soon, hopefully for a new football stadium.
I really am, Don. I feel like when we can build a new football stadium, which we do need, that we'll have as fine a facilities as any high school in the state of Oklahoma. And in the very near future, within the next 2 years, I'm quite hopeful that we can submit another bond to the voters here in Owasso, and that they will approve it, and that we'll have a great football stadium to go in with the rest of the facilities that we have here.
One of the great things about Owasso is the community involvement that you get here in Owasso. I know you've been an athletic director here at this school for some time. Tell us about the involvement in the community, what it's meant to the Owasso High School program.
Well, obviously the people in the community want a good athletic program because they feel like that a good athletic program ties in directly with a good academic program. And as a result, they've been very receptive and supportive of our athletics here, and I think it's reflected in the fact that we do have good facilities, we do have good support for our team, and the community, as you mentioned, is still very much involved.
And the state tournament will be here next week as well for the girls.
Next Thursday night, we'll have the first 2 games of the 5A girls state tournament will be here.
And congratulations recently being inducted into the Coaching Hall of Fame.
Great honor for me, Don. I've had a few honors during my career, but this was the best one for me. To be recognized by friends and fellow coaches, there's just nothing like it. I'm still a little bit amazed, but I'm very happy about it, I'll say that.
Well deserved. John Scott, the athletic director here at Owasso. We're going to take a break, come back with the halftime statistics, and start the second half when we continue on Channel 3.
I love these French films. They're so romantic, so passionate. Here comes the juicy part. Oh, Arby's French dip sub with a cup of hot au jus. Oh, look at all that lean oven-roasted roast beef. Arby's French dip sub, it's so juicy, it's so delicious. Makes me very emotional. And look, it's only $1.99. What a price. La différence c'est bon, n'est-ce pas? That is my favorite line. Different is good.
Rice, only a good energy food for the active athlete.